I'm trying to make a video. I sent a couple of videos from Zoom. Couldn't hear myself, and now I'm trying this YouTube. Perhaps this will work better. Just wanted to talk about some of the inyanim that we're learning in regard to the question of Misharecha. When the Torah discusses the we learned last time in this year, the Rambam Shita, that Shar means Adelas. We spoke about Rav Chaim Brisker and how we explained the Gemara and the Karen Ora's question on the Pshat that was in the Rambam. It was difficult from the Gemara. And we said an answer on that Gemara. Now I wanted to discuss some of the other points, other interpretations of Sharecha. We have a din of Beishar and the Gemara in Yuma. Beishar is stated in the Gemara Yuma that it's not a chiyuv from mezuza, and in the Gemara Menachos it is a chiyuv. Rashi says it's a chiyuv d'Rabbanan, and Derai says it's not a chiyuv. And question why not? So we learned the Gemara also in Yuma Yud Aleph Machlekes Rav Kahana and Rav Yehuda in regard to a house which is not miyuchad for the living quarters, like a place where you store things, Beis Oitzer, Boker, Beis Teven. So those things, Machlekes was Amroyim, and also Machlekes Tanoyim in regard to something which is not miyuchad. So we discussed also in that Gemara something which is not Mokum Kovid, and that so that you put mezuza. But the question is if you need a something miyuchad for a living. Now, if you need something miyuchad for living, so then that really was also machlokes in the in halacha, machlokes Rambam and the Rosh, and the Rambam says that you're potter on the base of Boker and base Teven, just a storage place, and the Rosh says you are chayiv. It's a question. Look at Kesef Mishnah there in the Rambam Perak Vav in hilchos mezuza. How we paskin Rav Kahana, Rav Yehuda, Shelev. Rav Kahana was a Talmud of Yehuda. That Kesef Mishnah explains. Rav wasn't a Talmud of Yehuda. Lacha is not like Talmud Makom Rabbi. That was mentioned over there based on that Gemara in Yuma. Now the question is, how can you say that Beishar would be chayiv? It's not a mokum miyuchad for dira, and so so that's what Rashi Taka says. It's only chayiv d'Rabbanan, but the Rif learns that it's entry into a house, so it has connection to a house, and that could be that makes it a chayiv d'Raisa. Now the Gemara says also that Shari Medina and Shari Arim are chayiv mezuzah, so that's not also miyuchad l'dira. How could that be? So the Chashulchan there in the beginning of Reish Pei Vav says that that shows from the fact that Shorim are chayiv, you don't need mokum yuchal l'dira, but it's difficult because then it would be chora that's totally in this machlokes Rav Kahana Rav Yehuda, and we don't see that anybody's arguing on Shari Medina, Shari Arim, whether it's chayiv mezuzah or not chayiv mezuzah. So according to the way the Aruch Shulchan is learning there, that would be totally in the machlokes whether you need a mokum yuchad, unless you say that it's like the Riv says, that something which is as really the entry to the house, connected to the house. So then you're chayiv. That's like the Beishar, which is by a house. So the same thing could apply to every city or Medina. You can't get into the house unless you enter through. You got to get into the city. So that can be considered like a entrance. Mashenkin a Beishar, which is not connected to the house, that's not considered an entrance. So that's why you wouldn't be chayiv. Mashenkin every Shar Medina and Shar Arim that would consider an entrance, and maybe that's why you would be chayiv. It seems like that's sharecha. Now, according to the we learned before, the Rambam learns it means adelis, but it could be also that adelis has to be somehow connected to the house, and that's what we're saying, that the Shari Medina and Shari Arim is connected to the house, and that's one nakuda that I wanted to just talk about. Perhaps you can learn differently, but that's let's see the Aruch HaShulchan there and see what he says, and I think that's a problem. Now there's another nakuda that I would like to discuss. And there's if you look in the Sefer HaMezuza in regard to the shita of whether you have to have a place which is like the entrance, does it have to be for many people or one person? Is that enough of a mechayev of a mezuzah if it's only for one person or for many people? Now we have in the Gemara that mentions the Menachos that there was Pesach Knesses, and there the Gemara said one place it's Chayv Mezuzah, one says not Chayv Mezuzah, and the question is maybe it's connected to the house, and the brings an Amora there that was going from his house into the going from the Pesach Knesses into the shul. Now the question, why would that be? What exactly is Metzias over there? If you're going to the house, the Chorah might have Kamina, where you're coming from. You're going to the house, should the Chorah, if you come from the street, should make a din, you come from the street, you come from a shul. But Pashas, I think the Gemara is referring to a case where you're going from the house into the Beis Knesses, and that has to be, or where let's say that Tali in the Heker Tzir, the Heker Tzir is leading into the shul, so would you be Chayv or not? So there are also Rashi says that something which is only for use by one person, Yochid, not used by the Rabbim, it's not Mechayah. But there's a big tumult there. Look in the Sefer HaMezuza, and he discusses the Rambam Shita, Rashi Shita, actually two Pshatim in Rashi, whether it has to be a Rabbim using it or it doesn't need a Rabbim using it. It's only a Yochid, perhaps it's not Koveya. And then there's another question in Shulchan Aruch. We discuss in the Shulchan Aruch about something, a house where it had a lot of psachim, a lot of entrances, and then it stopped being used by all those people. Just only like one person, still chayiv. So the question is, why should that be true? I mean, if it's not being used by other people, why should that still make it into a mokum of that's considered like a knisa? Why is it dependent on what was at one time? Why isn't it now? And also, there's a question in Sif Yuzayim, Sif Yudches, seems to be a stira in the shitas that one shita seems to be like the gonim, also and the other shita seems to be arguing on the gonim. That look also in Sefer HaMezuza in the footnotes there he discusses that question over there. I mean, I think I can post it if anyone wants to see it. I can post it, or maybe Rabbi Wachschlag has the sefer there. He can post it for you. And I'm a little bit hurried today because I'm traveling to Shem to Ben, but that's some of the kudos I wanted to just bring across quickly.